What's up, guys? Darkdally here. Today I'm back at my settlement and sanctuary. You may remember this mention from my video yesterday where I uploaded the how to build this bulletproof vestibule. It's very cool. If you didn't see that video, be sure to check that out. But today I want to show you something different. I've been working on different kinds of windows and, ways to armor them or just make cool new ones. And one thing I've come across, which is a common problem a lot of people know with, is that when you overlap concrete walls, sometimes you get this flickery stuff here. Now this one isn't flickering so bad, but it is a side effect of trying to do some cool stuff, with windows when you want to sync one wall into another. And if you're not familiar with that trick, I will definitely show you how here in a minute. But what I want to show you today is a quick video on how to fix the flickering, which can sometimes be really bad, like this. Now, when you stop moving, it'll settle down and it won't flicker, and sometimes you'll think, oh, it fixed itself, see, it's almost not even flickering anymore, but as soon as you start moving, it starts going at it again. And it's really annoying, especially for some of my OCD viewers, and some of you have alerted me to some of the flickering in some of my settlements before and said, man, Darkdally, this is really bugging me. I just want to let you know that wall is flickering. Well, I finally found a pretty decent and easy way to fix it, and it's with this right here. Now, I know the texture doesn't match exactly, but, it's close enough for government work. If you really want to overlap concrete walls and you really don't want to see that flickering, there's a cool trick that you can do, and it's simply using this. This is a wood wall. Now, as I've demonstrated in the past, wood walls snap to concrete, and I'll show you how this is done here in a second. And so what you can do is snap this. You need to snap this to the wall before you overlap the other wall into it, but it will allow you to avoid that. I don't think that you can snap these after the fact. Let's go ahead and find out. No, you got to do it before. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how this is done real quick. First of all, how to get the two concrete walls to overlap, I guess, would be the logical place to start. Alright, so let's grab a wall and let's put it. Now, wood wall probably won't snap to it if it's buried in the ground, so keep that in mind. Now, this is not a fix-all for everything, but this will fix that in a lot of ways. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this wall. Now, let's say I want to overlap a wall down into this. So we need a starting point. So let's put a wall here, and now we can just lower it into the ground like that. If you don't know how I did that, you want to make sure the object is selected. So if you're on PlayStation like I am, you would press X to select it. Now that it's selected, I hold X, I hold L1, I can push up or down on the left stick to raise or lower it. So that's how you do that. People ask me that from time to time because I do it in my videos. That's how you do that. It's also very handy, like say I want to put a wall up there, you can just raise it up like that and put it up there. Very handy trick. So we get this wall lowered now. So now what we can do is we can just put a wall here, and now we can go ahead and we can snap a wall here. That can be tricky at times. But before we do that, this is what you want to do. If you have USO integrated, and this trick works with concrete walls, but these are the only walls that are going to overlap, and snap in place. So I would assume that if you're interested in this, you are using concrete. If you're using unlocked settlement objects in the USO integrated menu, here we are in concrete. If you go to wood, of course, as I'm sure you know, you will find mirrors of the same textures, plus a couple more. So we want to grab the same texture from wood. Now, wood walls snap to concrete. Oh, well, of course they snap like that. What I mean is they snap to the outside. Like that. So we snap that wall there. That's going to cover up the flickering. You know what? Let's go ahead and snap one to the back too. That way, it won't be flickering either side. Now the texture is, slightly smaller, but, as far as fixes go, it ain't perfect, but I'll be darned if it ain't pretty good. So let's go ahead and let's snap this here, hoping now that it will let us. Alright, so sometimes it doesn't want to snap, so we'll approach it from a different angle. So let's get to where we can see what we're doing. And it's funny because it did snap over there just like this. So let's move it up Let's rotate it and stick it right here. Sometimes you gotta build crap that you don't need so you can put the crap you do. Concrete walls tend to like to snap laterally better than vertically, but that time it did snap down vertically. Okay, so that's how you would do that. And now, you know, there's lots of reasons you want to do that. I've shown some windows you can make in past videos. If you are subscribed to my channel, you can check them out. If you're not subscribed, you can check them out. But if you're not subscribed, you might miss when I come out with videos like this. Go ahead and look through my videos and you'll see my bunker windows and things like that. Like right here is an example. And of course, then you can use rug glitches or post glitches, and you can stick windows in there of whatever kind. But that's one of the reasons that you may want to clip a wall onto another. And this is one great and easy way to cover it up. I know there's still the smallest amount of flickering there, and boy, you know, I could think of 10 different ways to cover that up, or, you know, just not worry about it, or you can just, you know, not clip concrete walls through one another. But if you do, here is one really handy trick to fix it. Now, something I want to mention, as long as I'm showing the trick of, you know, sliding these up and down, and I've showed how you can do many things with that, as I said before, you know, not only windows, but I've also made videos showing how I do this little flanking skirt at the bottom of concrete walls. That was in my video, Tips to Working with Concrete. It's a fairly recent one. It doesn't always want to work. So some of you may go and try that and be like, oh crap, this is not working. Like for instance over here. If I recall, when I was putting this together, this one right here didn't want to go. Yeah, see, I select it and it instantly turns red. Did not want to go. Let's go ahead and store that, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're using these guys. Now if I recall, it will not snap there. Even though, you see, okay, so I'm working the wall from this direction, right? And that's what I did. I was working the wall from this direction. I get to this pillar. I want to skirt around this pillar and continue around the building. So I'm like, okay, I'll snap one here. Okay, now let's snap it, and it won't snap. Sometimes that happens. That can happen with those walls. And sometimes you need to walk it out a few pieces. Oh, see, it won't even go there either. But this is how I got it there, is by doing that. Now, why does that work, but it wouldn't go before? I have no earthly idea. But there is another trick. I could and I should make a video on some of the nuances of concrete, or I should say another video, yet another video on some of the nuances of concrete. So that's one way to get around that if they don't snap, because sometimes you'll put this wall here by the concrete wall, you'll snap it, and then you go to slide it down, and it instantly turns red no matter what you do. And so what you'll want to do is you'll be like, okay, let's get rid of these. So you'll be like, okay, then let's snap it here, right? And now let's see, you know, can I slide it down here? And if you can slide it down here, now see, now it's doing it there. Which is funny because it wasn't doing it here. So there's a great example of that. So say I wanted it here, then I would do it there, grab this wall. There you go. Perfect example right there. RNG just worked in my favor. So that's kind of what it all comes down to. All right, I hope this was helpful. Quick little tip on covering up these nasty, ugly flashies. Hope you guys liked the video. Guys, it's been a pleasure. My name is Darkdally. I will catch you all next time.